Hello, hello. It's not good morning, it's actually good afternoon, perhaps even late afternoon. So sorry for the late start today, but I've had a lot of stuff to do and I've been thinking about this and how I wanted to actually capture my thoughts, which I started thinking this morning when I read an article and there was a quote in this article, and the quote is from Will Rogers, and it says, "Never let yesterday take up too much of today." And it reminded me of something that I shared, a couple months ago. And that is Dr. Fred Luskin is a researcher, a doctor at Stanford University and a professor at Stanford University. And he did a study that we have, the average human being has 60,000 thoughts per day. 60,000 thoughts per day. And 80% of them are negative. That's the average person. So 60,000 thoughts a day, 80% of them are negative. And here's something even crazier that Dr. Luskin published in his study. 90% of those 60,000 thoughts that you thought today are the same thoughts as yesterday. So break the cycle, my friends. 90% of your thoughts from today are the same thoughts you had yesterday. 80% of them are negative, and there's 60,000 of those dudes. I mean, that's a crazy amount of mental bandwidth. 80% of it being negative and 90% of it being unoriginal thoughts that you had yesterday. So break the cycle on stimulating thoughts. That's why I read something every single day. I read the Bible every single day. I read 10 pages at least out of a book every single day. I usually listen to a podcast every day because I'm trying to bombard my gray matter with new thoughts. I know I'm going to have 60,000 of them on average. I'd like more than 20% of them to be positive, and I'd certainly like more than 10% of them to be the thoughts from yesterday. So I constantly try to bombard my dome, my gray matter, my skull, my brain with new information so that I tend to have it be almost exclusively positive. So if I'm focusing on positivity, new information every single day, there's a very strong likelihood I'm going to have a positive day. So break the cycle, my friend. Stop bringing yesterday into today at all. Use this. Let me give you this frame of reference. There's two cycles or recycling switches. One is the sun going down. When the sun goes down on your day, let it take the negativity with it. Let it take the bad thoughts with it. Let it take the stress, the pressure, the load, the anguish, the frustration, the anger, whatever it is, the chaos. Let it take it with it. So when the sun goes down, release all that other stuff. Well, if you kind of miss that or you're only able to release some of it, then use the other reset switch. The sun coming up the next morning after you've woken up. So sleep on it. Get rid of it when the sun goes down. Sleep on it, release it, and if you don't get it all the way out by the time the sun comes up the next morning, give yourself the opportunity to start afresh. So do not bring yesterday into today. So break the cycle, like Will Rogers said. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today, because your time is scarce, your time is valuable, your mental energy, your mental bandwidth, your very sanity is super important, my friend. Do not let negativity win. Do not let toxic thoughts win. Do not let the thoughts you had yesterday become your thoughts of today. Give yourself new information, because a brain that's constantly getting new information is a brain that's constantly growing. And a brain that's constantly growing is not an age that is not a brain that is aging. Let me say that again. I got a little tongue twisted. A brain that is constantly learning is not a brain that is aging. And an aging brain leads to all kinds of things that we see people suffer from and that we perhaps suffer from ourselves, like depression, anxiety, dementia, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease. These are all signs of a degrading mind, an aging mind. And usually what stimulates that is the lack of learning, or the tendency to have 60,000 thoughts per day of the average person, 80% of them being negative and 90% of them being the thoughts from the day before. So break the cycle. Stimulate your thoughts with new information. Bring new information into your brain. Screen out the negative. Make it positive. Make it be new information. Information that interests you, that piques your curiosity, that gets your blood flowing and makes you smile. That's how you know you're on the right track. And get around people that do the same. Hope this hit a nerve. Hope it struck a chord. Hope it made you go, like Arsenio Hall used to say. Give me a thumbs up if you know who Arsenio Hall is. But thank you so much. I pray that this information and this message hits you today like it should. Like Will Rogers said, don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Break the cycle, my friend. Screen your thoughts, make them positive, new information into your brain, and watch how your days and your life and your legacy changes. Have a wonderful day. Take care. God bless. And if there was any value in this at all, please do me a favor and send it to somebody who it could bring a smile to their face or needs to hear it. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.